Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby with Fitness is Medicine. Today I'm going to share another workout you can do in your home using minimal equipment. Today we're going to use a couple different types of bands. If you only have one type of band, you can use it. You can usually make some adjustments depending on the strength of your band. Generally, a lot of people have bands sitting around from, physical therapy they might have done, and depending on the strength of it, you can, make it single, hold on to it further apart, double it up to make it stronger, things like that. So that'll be the first thing we do. And then we're going to use some dumbbells and a fit ball if you have the one. If you don't have a fit ball, it's okay. We can use something else. And I think that is it. So make sure you come into this workout warmed up and ready to go. Do 5 to 10 minutes of, cardio, get your muscles warmed up, and come back ready to move. Okay. So we're going to do a standing chest press. So you want your band about chest height. You can wrap it around a sturdy railing, or you can use one of these door jamb things that I have. It's pretty handy so that you don't have to slam your band in the door and make it, risk tearing it. So when we do a chest press standing, I want you to put one foot forward. And that is for stability and to protect your back. So we're going to put one foot forward, and then you're going to push your arms forward. So you can stand closer to the wall to make it easier. You can come out further to make it a little bit more difficult, depending on the strength of the band that you have. Now, right now I've got it so that my band is on the outsides of my elbows. The other way you can do it is turn it around so the band is on the inside and it's not kind of raking across your arms. So straight out like this, keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. 6, nice and slowly both directions. 7, 8. Now notice too, I'm getting to this end point. I have to scoot back a little bit to show you what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to get here and then really kind of push your shoulders forward. It's just an end point. So your torso and your hips, everything should stay level. And 10. All right, good. So that was a chest press using our bands. Next, we're going to come over here and do a ball squat. So if you don't have a fit ball, that's okay. You can also do it on the wall, or you can use maybe a larger, you could use a basketball. It might not feel very good on your back, but a larger playground ball. Or you can just do normal squats with this, that's fine. So I'm gonna grab, I've got my dumbbells here, we're gonna do bicep curls, no, we're gonna do shoulder press, sorry. So when you go down into that squat, double check that first. You want a 90-degree angle in your hips and your knees when you come down. If you have knee pain, you can make that a smaller range of motion, of course. So we're gonna add a shoulder press to this to make it a good full body workout. So we're gonna go down, and then as you go up, press those weights overhead. 3. So right now I've got my elbows in. The other way you could do it is out here. It's totally up to you. Many times keeping your shoulders in like this will be easier on your shoulders if you do have any shoulder pain. Let's do 3 more. If this is too much, you can break it down and do each of these individually. All right, good. Now, you can let that ball fall, set these down with good form, with a good squat. Okay, next we're gonna lower down to the ground. Use that ball again. If you don't have a ball, that's okay. You can do a normal bridge. We're gonna do a bridge with our feet on the ball. So I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. So, lying on your back. So if you don't have a ball, we're going to do a normal bridge. You can do that. Do these along with us. The other thing you can do is put your feet up on like a coffee table or something so that your calves can be on the coffee table. And you can do bridges that way too. There's a lot of different ways we can do this. When you do bridges like this with a ball, the closer you have it to your knees, the easier it is. It's a shorter lever. The further out on your ankles, the harder it is. So you can play with it and find out where your challenge is that's still safe and not too much. So I'm just going to put it right here. Remember, when we do a bridge, we're not doing anything on our back. A little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt, flatten your back to the ground, come up into a bridge. Now, when you get up into that bridge, I want you to hold it for about 5 seconds and then release. So remember, flatten that back, come up into that bridge. So now I want a straight line from my heels to my shoulders. And release. Just keep breathing normally. Good job. So you should really be feeling this in your glutes and your hamstrings. If you have any back pain with this, bring it in closer. So remember, we're trying to make a straight line from our heels to our shoulders. You don't want to press your hips up way to the ceiling like you're going to be arching your back or anything, but just really squeeze under those glutes. I'm going to move it out just a little bit. Experiment. I think that was 5. We'll do 5 more. The further out you have it too, the more you're going to feel it in your hamstrings. Good. And 2 more. The other thing you can do is, if you're feeling like this isn't really that challenging and you want a little more challenge, hold each one a little longer. You can press pause on my video and that will wait for you. Just hold each one a little longer. You can hold it for 10 seconds instead of 5. And I kind of counted a little quickly here with these just to keep my video moving. But the longer you hold it, the more muscle fibers have to engage and hold you in that position. So the longer you hold them, the harder it will get. So you can definitely make that harder for yourself. Okay, now we're going to grab one weight. And I'm going to have you sit. So either sit on a ball or sit on a, a firm chair. We're going to do an overhead triceps press. So I'm going to move that just a little. So I've got my weight right here. I'm going to sit on the ball, nice and tall, shoulders down and back. I'm going to put this weight overhead. Lower it down behind your head and then push it straight back up. So this is a triceps extension overhead. Try to keep your torso nice and tall. The only joint that should be moving here is your elbows. So try to keep your elbows in nice and tight to your ears.
Hi everybody.
My kids just got home from school. 8, 9, and 10. Good, that's the triceps. Overhead triceps press on the ball. Okay, now I'm gonna use my band over here that I have set up. I set it up in the higher position, and we're gonna do a diagonal shoulder pattern. So the way I want to do this is I just have a band tied in my door handle here, my door protector, or my band protector. And we're gonna do an overhead diagonal pattern here with that band. So I'm out to the side a little bit. It's not just straight overhead, it's out to the side a little, and I'm pulling it across my body. So you can either pull it across down like that to your knee, or you can go ahead and add a little bit more. I need to scoot back. I'm running out of length in my band to do that. But you're down on one knee, your other knee is up like this. If you have a hard time being on your knees like this, you could sit on a ball and do this. You could sit in a chair and get that same pattern. But what I like about this is it kind of helps emphasize that diagonal shoulder pattern. So this is a good shoulder stabilizer. Now, notably too, leave that shoulder down away from here. I don't want you here and pulling down. So like I said, you can either be pulling down to your toe like that, or you can stay right here and just go to your knee. So factors included here might be, like if this hurts your back to lean over, don't do that. Just leave it right here. If you have any shoulder pain, you can limit that range of motion more so. So those are some factors where you might decide whether you want to lean over or just stay up nice and tall. Okay, so I'm going to move over a little so I can have this out at a diagonal. The good thing about bands is it's easy to move in whatever plane that you want to. You're not limited, you know, like on a machine or something. All right. So kind of out at a diagonal, pulling across. I don't have to go to my toes. I can go to my knee here. It's the same pattern. I'm just getting a little bit more range of motion and more movement if I go to my toes. Nice and slowly. Really focus on when you start this, set your shoulders back, pull them down away from your ears, and make sure they stay in that position for this specific exercise. This isn't going to be a really hard one, but like I said, it's just a good shoulder stabilizer. Anything we can do to stabilize our shoulders, I think, is a really, really important thing. It's just like any of our joints, really. Okay, great. Now we're going to end with a little bit of a balance challenge. So I'm going to move my camera a little bit here and stand. If you have a balance pad or maybe a pillow, not necessarily balance discs, because that might be a little bit challenging for this one, but you could even use a BOSU if you're really wanting more of a challenge. What I want you to do is we're going to do slow standing marches. Raise your hands up in the air, and I want you to touch your opposite knee and hand together. Now, slow is the key here, as this is a balance challenge, so you're going to have to stand on one leg for a period of time. Also, a little bit of a hip challenge, standing on that one hip, stabilizing. But if this feels really easy to you, you can, like I said, try a balance pad, try it on your BOSU if you have one. Even stand on a pillow and do it. The other way is if you don't have any of that stuff or you're not willing to stand on one of your pillows, that's okay. If you're really needing more of a challenge here, you can try closing your eyes. Now, I only recommend doing this if you're really confident, you don't have anything around you that you might, lose your balance and fall into. Or the other thing is, on the other end of the spectrum, if this is just too much, just do the standing marches and do them as slowly as you can. You can bring your hands down here and tap. And if you need to, hang on to a railing. So, there's a lot of different ways to level up and level down on this one. Find the one that challenges you safely. So the goal is to do about 10 on each, nice and slow and controlled. The other thing you could do is try this in the grass, outside in the grass or something like that. It just gives you a little bit more of a unstable surface to stand on, a little bit more challenge. Let's do one more on each leg. Okay, great job, everybody. We kind of mixed it up a little bit, did some different things today. If you find that you're having any pain or too much challenge, you need an alternative exercise, don't be afraid to message me. You can send me a private message, anything you need. So keep moving, everybody. I hope you are all ready for the week ahead, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.